say 2 or 1. No, you don't say those.
2, 1, 2. What?
Nope.
2, 1.
Nope. Don't say them.
Right, guys, I came here for 2 damn things. The chew bubble gum and the lightning round. And I'm all out of bubble gum. So, lightning round. Please try to stop me.
What a great start, you motherfucker. That was one of my favorite starts it's been in the last fucking couple months, bro. Like, because there's a handful of reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we are the Two-Sided Pod. We are here every Thursday. If you're listening to this is a real show. 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. We are live on the YouTubes. If you don't catch us here, we're on the stereo, the Spotify, the Apple Pod, the Amazon Music. But I just appreciate not only that he got the lightning guy, but he understood that it gets in the back of your throat and you can't not cough when you're lightning guying your way through life. Are you okay? Do you have the cancer of the throat? Do you need a tracheotomy? No, I'm just doing lightning guy. Oof, seen it 100 times, John. Seen it 100 times.
No, I just have a cancer of the personality. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. You mean a cult? No, a cancer. Cancer personality. We hope it's benign. Cancer personality. Oh, you have 2 weeks to live. Oh shit, John. Hey, so,
man. Yeah.
So we're live, man. We're on the thing. So put your scripts down, batten down the hatches, John. It's your show. I'm just a goddamn squirrel trying to get a nut around here. So I'm picking up what you're putting down. You're running the show. Where are we driving to?
Well, let's get started right after this here messaging.
I think the funniest thing so far is the fact that MFA chimed in and said, my boy Pete loves you like a fat boy loves cake. And John, insert long pause. I look forward to the facts you're going to bring tonight. She did not. She did not. She totally did. There you go, folks.
See, that's the beautiful thing. Oh, goddamn. Goddamn, John. That's the beautiful thing. Everyone gets who we are now. There's no more like, can you see behind the paywall? No, the paywall disintegrated like 4 months ago. Anyone who listens to us sees exactly who we are, knows the depths of our souls. Our mothers will cry when they see what they know. Yeah, John, I'm aware.
I need a shot. I need a shot after that.
Yeah, no, I could go for a shot. Well, with my nipple, I'll do it if you insist. Cult of nipple twisting me.
Jay Dunya. Oh, good Lord, I'm so happy to see you here. Thank you for the shout out on my compliment to Pete. Let's hear.
It takes a village to raise a two-sided idiot. I'm just saying.
It just keeps getting better and better. Cheers.
You guys, if we can have... I'm glad you all showed up because, John, I know you sent the invitation for me for the show, but I sent the invitation for John's intervention to everyone else. We're going to fucking fix you by the end of these 2 hours. We're going to get to the bottom. MFA, do you want to read your letter first about how John's behavior has affected you? I'm sorry. I've been to many interventions, and they're all pretty great. I'll be honest. Cheers, everyone.
Well, I'm going to say cheers to Spawn Band, to Nunya, to Mindfox, to Foxy, to Julie Prunes. Hey, I love all of you. Cheers. Oh, hi, MFA.
Oh, this guy. Oh, look at him go.
We go.
He runs like a Welshman, doesn't he, folks? Like a Welshman. Look at him. Look at him.
Welshman, look at him. Look at
Oh
him.
no, I'm afraid just doubled down. There you go, girl.
John, don't take this personally. Take this exactly how you would religiously. Take it to your soul. Don't take it like you're not a person. Gingers aren't people. See, folks, I can make it better if I just call them not a person, and then it all becomes a trope.
No, I won't take it personally. I'll take it to the bridge. Well, howdy.
Take it to the bridge. Nope. Here we go. Yeah, the whole thing is still. I will pay you money now. Now at this point, we're taking money in. I will pay you money out of my pocket for you to re-record that into a better format that doesn't cancel out every time I talk. I will give you money, John. Just stop ruining my life on Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Please, baby Jesus, fuck, stop.
I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete, more pissed off than ever in Southern California.
And you're listening to Two Sided, a live recorded podcast where each week I challenge Pete with a bit of the two sides of life, the serious and the fun.
Yeah, the right and the wrong, John, the me and the you, the yes and the no, the ebb and the flow, the push and the pull, the give and the take. John, the humana and the none of ya. Oh, see what I did there, none of ya? Now we're doing shout outs in the intros.
Well, let's start with the check-in. My boy Pete, tell us how you're feeling vaguely. Tell us vaguely how you're feeling.
I feel a bit hungry. There's a small emptiness inside me. I'm unsure from where it comes. I seem to want to fill it with stupidity and alcohol. And it turns out Thursdays, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, that's right in my fucking money. That's my wheelhouse, baby. It's where I get all the things I need. So,
butter.
Right, exactly. Oh, little Diabito, we're going to take your next foot next. So good, John. So vaguely, I'm a little buzzed, pretty hilarious, ready for the show. No, that's not even vaguely. That's just randomly. That's John, vaguely. I'm good. Good. How about that? Better?
Yeah, everything you were doing was much too specific. Come on, you got to do the socialized answer. How you doing? Good.
All right. Okay. Or if you refuse, like me, to lie and be vague, because I refuse to say the platitudes and the bullshit that people insist on, I refuse to do it. So if I'm doing good, they're like, "How are you doing?" Just right, thank you. Just right. Or I refuse to even answer that question. Like, you see that game last night? Not even. Hey, say hello to your mother for me. I won't even not even gonna lie. Nope. Moving on.
I love throwing out the ominous vagaries. Like, man, how are you?
Right. Well, if they haven't found me yet, I feel like there's little chance. Plus, I chewed off my fingerprints so they can't find me. Anyway, do you have $4 I can borrow? I'm almost to my goal. I'm like, what? I'm like, nope, never mind. I gotta get out of here. And then run away in a serpentine fashion. left to right, left to right.
Or like, well, I don't know. Every hour gets better for me statistically.
Right.
Just leave it at that.
Right. Like, well, waiting for the verdict, but if I get off, they can't get me on double jeopardy, right?
That's going to lead us directly into our first lightning round.
Lightning round! You guys got bubble gum? I heard someone said bubble gum earlier. Is it? Oh, you're all out of bubble gum? Okay, I guess I'm here for lightning round. Time to get down. Come on, come on, come on. Yeah, fuck yeah, lightning guy. Oh, yeah, I need to make my own intros because you guys kind of pussing out on all my intros and I don't like it. Well, I'm doing my own shit now.
Well, I was just about to say, you sounded good there, lightning round guy.
It takes a village, and I've been doing a lot of hubba bubba, and mainly hubba bubba, so it keeps me lubricated in my lightning lungs. You know what I mean? Pretty good. Also, it's the holiday season, so ho ho ho, bitches. Anyway, I've been working on that one. I'll take it back to the drawing board. All right, well, I'll leave you guys to it.
Indeed.
You forgot the bitches.
We did not forget the bitches.
We did not. And anyone who's anyone knows that our first lightning round of the episode is always a standard Q&A. My boy Pete, are you ready for the questions?
Oh, John, I was born ready.
My boy Pete, what is the most popular sport on Earth?
NASCAR.
On Earth?
My Earth is flat and it ends at Alabama. So, NASCAR.
Second question. My boy Pete, what is the difference between soccer and football?
Oh. NASCAR drivers don't like one. They love the other, boy. They love the other. Okay, should we go back? Hold on. Nope. Okay. Soccer and football. One, you get yelled at for kneeling during an anthem. The other, you get cheered for flopping and playing around like a fish. No, hold on. One is all about steroids and the other is all about wind sprints. Nope. One is a barbaric sport used by people who feel the need to impose their aggression and will upon others, while the other was invented by Catholic priests to keep boys from touching themselves. So they said, what game can we have where they don't use their hands? Did I win? Did I win?
Oh, very much. Yeah, you will know.
Okay, go on.
My boy Pete, what is the difference between cricket and baseball?
Oh! Cricket, you don't have to run as far, but you have to run a lot, like back and forth and back and forth. Also, you get to pitch a wobbly, which is kind of like a knuckleball, but it's not. And it's googly. Anyway, I don't know. I'm unsure. Your bat's weirder, and it seems like honestly, John, I know it's incorrect. I know it's like people who don't know it, but I feel like cricket is easier. I grew up playing baseball. I know baseball. Like, if you're pitching 75, 80, like, all right, I'll connect. I'm not going to be hitting anything. My timing's going to be all fucked up, but I'll get it. If I have a bigger bat, granted, it's all weird, but yeah, and I have a big fuck off field. Come on, just hit it hard. What? That's my bread and butter, baby. All I do is hit it hard. Come on, John. So I think cricket I would be better at, and I could be a professional in now. And I think baseball, I don't like chewing tobacco on my lips, so I couldn't do it.
Well, I mean, have you ever seen a sticky wicket?
I'm not even going to go there, John. This is the fun segment. I'm waiting for the serious.
Well, I have heard that they say hitting a fastball in baseball, that act is the hardest athletic thing to do in all of athletics.
It's super hard. Like because you go to the batting cages now. Like we'd have to go all the time when we were playing all through high school, and like I still played up until after college in fast pitch softball, and it's like, oh, but it's softball. Fucking fuck it. They're only throwing like 50. Like fuck it. But you go to the cages to like, all right, let's go to the 50s, the 60s. Like, go to the highest they have. They're usually like 75. And you're like, holy shit. It is like, you hear the thing coming. Like it takes 5 to I don't even see shit happening. And now you're like, I'm just stepping and starting to swing when I hear weird things happening. So yeah, I think eventually it's hand-eye coordination. Eventually you could. I believe eventually everyone could. I believe everyone eventually could. Even it's like, all right, I'm starting slow motion when the ball goes back to the pitcher's mound. And by the time you throw it, I'm kind of here and I just touch it. Like, is it a bunt? No, I was swinging.
Right. You didn't do this. Right.
No. Right. You just speed it up. And all it is, you speed like, oh, here's my timing. Here's my timing. That's how you move. Here's how I move. When I move, you move. Just like that. When I move, you move. Just like that. When I move, you move. Just that. Hell yes. Hey, DJ. Play that back.
And finally, my boy Pete, what is the purpose of global sports, like the Olympics or the World Cup?
What are we looking for, John? I'm unsure at this point. My specific answer right now is a monetary gain, because there is no betterment for athletes. There is, you might get facilities to train, but it doesn't go anywhere for that athlete. Your goal is this one game, this sport, and then you're done. And you train more people to do this thing for this one and done. Okay. But for the global, if you're saying it's global, like, no, man. It's, if you look at the 1984 Olympics that came to Los Angeles, where it was the first time it became a public event, and it turned into this big fuck off cluster bullshit, but it turned to a money-making event instead of a globally sponsored that no one benefited. There was specific sponsors. And once the sponsors got paid and even all the shit went bad, they're like, oh, we made $40 million. Yeah, we're going to do this again. And they're going to continue to do it because, like, the world is like, yay, look at these streamers and fun lights, and I love this game, and we all love this game. Let's do this game. Like, nah, man, it's good, but it's like same thing as we're looking to fucking the World Cup. It's like it was built on indentured servitude, slavery. People died there, and all these human rights atrocities happened, and it was kind of a big deal ish until the first game. And as soon as the first game happened, like, okay, woo! No one talked about it. Like, we're all painting our chests and going to the games because the games are great, 100%. They're fantastic. But they know the game. They know how to play the game. And if you are, I think we're all susceptible, but if you don't see it, then you're just a goddamn minnow. Like, you're just, oh, there's nothing wrong. Yay, buy the things and buy the logos and buy the tickets and go here and fly. Like, all you're doing is supporting this bullshit. So then the next time they do it, they can do it bigger and take more money and oppress more people and do more shit. Like, but don't think about that. We're going to have a World Cup. We're going to have a world thing that's only going to fuck half of a small community in one location. Who cares about them? We're going to have fun as a world global event. Fuck your couch. Everybody get drunk at home. Let's all do that. No. You can take that out, right? 3, 2, 1. No. I don't believe in standing on the backs of oppression. I believe in getting drunk at home. Nope, didn't work either. 3, 2, 1. No, the thing is, no one should have to kowtow and bow down to the oligarchs that are oppressing us. I think we all need to just have more booze at home. Fuck, John. Let's go with the first one. That's probably the best one.
Well, I mean, you're right. When it becomes generational tradition because of the fun having seeing the sport, right? The
Right.
fun of the lead, the
I'll never forget going
allegiance.
with my grandpa and my dad, and we went to this game to see this team, and these players were playing. And then my dad and I took my kid, and then I took my second girlfriend's illegitimate son to the dump. And I said, "Oh, Disneyland burned down, kid. Guess you have to go back to your mom and tell her we're no longer hanging out."
And you laughed and laughed.
It was a great day for me. That's a joke. It's a joke. Allegedly.
You also mentioned allegedly. You mentioned the '84 Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, wasn't that the time that we were America was switching over our policy of only having amateur athletes, and so we just brought in the big guns?
No, that was after. That was 90. We started in 92. That was when we started doing.
Okay, so it was two Olympics after. Yeah.
84 was when we had. We still had famous people, but they weren't famous yet. We had Mark McGuire was on the Olympics, the baseball team. Jim Abbott. Like, hey, we're the first country who had a handicapped player on a team who played for a team instead of for the Paralympics. And I was like, yay. And then like, we're all fucking horrible. But anyway, that was Mary Lou Retton. That was Zola Budd. Do you remember that? Track and field? John. Anyway, I digress. We're not talking about track and field or the Olympics. We're talking about your show, not mine.
Right. Let's hit these messages and jump into our first segment.
Hey, John. How are you? And
Violet.
Pete. Hello, Pete.
Hello.
How are you?
Good to see you, Rose.
Good to see you, Rose. Say hello.
How are you?
I love you guys. You're bloody awesome and funny.
Hey, girl. I hope you're well. Well.
We were thinking about you. We were talking about you the other day. We're hoping you're well. That all is well in your world. So good to hear your voice. You know what? I only assume because when I do, I make an ass out of John L. Peacock and myself. Isn't that how it goes? Anyway, when I hear your voice and I hear you sound good, I assume you're well, and it makes me happy. So glad you're here. Cheers to you.
They're both the same, but could be different. That's the answer. Hey, MFA, love you. Julie, hey, love you. How are you? Spawny, hello, how are you? Foxy, hi. Nanya, Jay, Nanya, none of your business. Hello, Nanya. How are you, Nanya?
What a great crew. Sorry.
I've just got to say that I love your show. Yes, I do.
Thank you, girl. Thank you so much.
Your show is so funny and awesome, and I love it and respect it, and it's, the best.
Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to us. Really, honestly, if you like it, like, it means so much to us because, like, if anyone likes it, it's like, we make ourselves laugh and like, whatever, we're deviants, so that means nothing. But if you do, tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your coworkers, tell your parole officer. Just tell someone if you do. If you don't, keep it yourself. Hold it like a little ball of hate, and it'll be eating your core of your system, just like if you drink too much without Tums or antacids, whatever you have.
Forgive me, but it's been forever, John and Pete. Can you please forgive me? And I know you won't hate me, and you might think this is funny. Are you still Australian like from Eastern Australia.
Oh,
Not from Perth.
I love it.
You're speaking about the cricket, so I'm taking it you could be. I can't remember.
I love it.
I've got the cricket on at the moment. Australia 3 for 349. Labuschagne 130 for 269 balls. Head, yes, I said head. H-E-A-D. 122 for 148 balls. 94.3 overs. And that was a long enough message.
Girl,
the cricket is on. I've got it on, mate.
I'm 100% with you. I've never been so pleased in my life that someone has thought of, like, I want people to mistake me for Australian. I feel like I'm Australian. I'm a fucking Aussie at heart. I feel like I am. Some of my closest people, like, I get that. Like, I get that's how, but I'm a Southern California kid. I'm a California born and raised native, unfortunately. Not unfortunately. It's super good. I've been all over California, Arizona, Nevada. John's Arizona, New York, so he's coastal. That motherfucker's coastal. He's viral. Put him in a lab, he'll fucking clone himself. Watch out. But the other thing, I'm going to say, John, put a pin in that. She's going to be my fucking bookie. Do you hear all the numbers coming out? Like, that fucking overs and unders. Like, tell me how many balls and what the heads are. Yeah. Oh, shit. I'm in. By the Rose, I'm in. John.
Yes, sorry about all the messages. Yes, I am good. Recovery is doing really well. Recovery is doing really well. I'm good.
You know what? Good.
Really good.
That's awesome. So much. Hey, cheers. So, John, before we start our next segment, we're going to start a segment right now. Let's do a shot.
Yeah.
Shot to Violet Rose. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being you.
Yeah. Cheers.
So glad you're doing well. Cheers to you. Bing, bing, bing. Wouldn't it be ironic if it was a liver issue? It's like, we're just going to fucking drink about your liver issue. Fuck, John. And a hush fills the room. All right, buddy, go. Do your segment.
Well, instead it's a FIFA issue. We're going to talk about FIFA.
This is a series, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I got a lot of anger for FIFA. I can't wait. You want to see rages, John? Start with FIFA. All right, go.
So from ussoccer.com, quote, founded in 1904 to provide unity among national soccer associations, the Fédération Internationale de Football Association, FIFA, boasts 209 members. This quote is actually outdated. It's now 211.
Hold on. Let's all take a pause. Is anyone else as excited as I am from that accent John just did? Holy shit. You can drown a toddler in my shorts. I am excited. Go on, John. Tell me more about the International Football Association.
Oh. Fédération Internationale. Come on.
Oh my God. I'm going to change all my money into whatever currency you are speaking in. And I want to go there now. Okay. Anyway, so it's outdated, and you have another quote.
Right. So, So the quote says 209 members. It's actually 211 now, as of this year. So back to the quote: rivaling that of the United Nations, which is 193, and is arguably the most prestigious sports organization in the world.
I know UN was 193. What did you say we went up to for FIFA? 111, 113?
111. Yep.
111. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. I just need to know so I can have notes written down to make jokes.
It was a 2-member jump, and you somehow caught on to that. So instead of 209 to 211, you went 211 to 213. Are you some kind of savant?
Well, I've been called many a thing, John. I believe savant was a rhyming word with one of the other ones. But no, the first part. I heard the first part, something savant. A lot of something. None of the savant.
FIFA was established on May 21st of 1904 by 7 national associations: Belgium, Denmark, France, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden, and Switzerland.
Okay. I'm a big fan of all those countries. I say yes to all those countries. They do good things. They have good ideas. Apparently, their leadership went awry somewhere, and I can't wait to figure out in what year that was. I am listening with bated breath, John. Go on. Do go on.
You heard 1904, correct?
That's when they started with those nations. But 1904 was with a bunch of good countries. I heard Sweden. I heard Spain. I heard France. I heard Denmark. I heard Germany. These are all countries that I can get behind. Well, maybe let's put a pin in Germany. We're 1904. But,
fortunately, there was no Germany. You didn't hear that.
Oh, thank God. Yes. The Germans would be very upset if we bring them into this conversation now. Anyway, so 1904, and things were going well. Where I see it, it was smooth sailing. Great countries, great food. The wine was impeccable, and the sportsmanship was on a level we've never seen. Meanwhile, go on, John. I have my notepad handy.
From their original organization's mission statement, it was to, quote, promote the game of association football, parentheses, still the quote, as opposed to rugby or American football, in parentheses, to foster friendly relations among national associations, confederations, and their officials and players by promoting the organizations of football matches at all levels, and to continue every type of association football by taking steps as shall be deemed necessary or advisable. And
there's the rub. There's where they get you. I'm with you. It's like I was like watching The Vow on HBO, like the first episode and a half. I'm like, what's wrong with this? Everything's good. What do you mean? I love volleyball. All of this is good. And then, oof, hard turn. They put on in everything good and pure, in the betterment of football, whatever you said, the last little thing. It was all good. Great mission statement, but they left that little caveat there to fuck with you. And that's how, I bet that's how they get you. Go ahead, John. Where are we going from here?
Well, literally they said, to control every type of association football. I'll just stop there.
Yeah, right? No, and that is but it was the last sentence. Everything was great. Everything you heard up until that point, like, yep, yeah, great, yeah. Here's all the countries. Yeah, super good. Yeah, yeah. It is like if the Declaration of Independence was written, and at the end it's like, but we're gonna take the opportunity to fuck shit up if we need to fuck shit up, you guys. So, whatever. And it's ... Like, what? Why are you using ellipses in the Declaration of Independence? And they put a lol in there? There's an LOL? This is ridiculous. That's how they get you.
But the government has total power to maintain order by yada, yada, yada.
I feel like there's a lot of power. It's doing all the heavy lifting, the yada, yada, yada. Everything I need to know is in the yada, yada, and maybe the yada. Can we elaborate, or... I'm sorry, I ellipses my way out, or... Nope, okay, fair enough.
So the current FIFA headquarters are in Zurich, Switzerland, and there's a council of 37 individuals. The World Cup is known as the world's largest sporting event and was broadcasted in more than 200 countries and viewed by billions of fans across the globe in the past several World Cups.
Yeah, no, it was a rough one. This one was. Did you watch any? I'm sure you watched them. Did you watch any in public?
Very little, but a little bit of a couple games.
I made the mistake of going with my buddy Scott and his girlfriend, who's from the UK, and she's great. They've been like, it's not like you're dating, like it's like his girl. So we're all family, all is well. Yeah. To the local, and it's the British pub, right?
Yeah.
So we're thinking like, oh, it'll be half and half. good rivalry. Nope. We get there and they're there probably like 10 minutes before I am, and they're barely in the door. It's out the door, and they're singing the national anthems of the country, and it is fucking all US. It's US versus England, UK.
Right.
Holy shit, John. Like, I'm like, this is somewhere I don't need to be. Number one, I feel like I'm gonna catch the COVID. Number two, I feel like there's gonna be a fight breaking out and I'm gonna have to swing. Why? Because America. That's why.
You're gonna have to hit that girl.
Yeah,
We're family. I got
family, but she'll forgive me in the morning. But seriously, it was just and my buddy was like kind of giving her shit, like, you know, like they like relationship shit, like not like busting balls, but there's people around who are giving shit. Like some dude dressed in like looks like Paul Revere, and people have American flags tied around their necks like capes. Like, Jesus Christ, man. And they're getting the USA chance. Like, I'm watching a UFC fight. I feel like someone's fighting George St. Pierre. This is ridiculous.
Where's Joe Rogan when we need him?
Right. It was just so yeah, I went there like, no, bro. But it was way over capacity. It was like a Saturday, Sunday morning. No one cared. Like, they're
morning
coming.
Right.
Fire department's not coming. They don't give a shit. And it was, you couldn't get in the door. It took us an hour and a half to get drinks.
Yeah.
Like, from the time we got there, like, we got drinks almost at the end of the game. I was like, you buy me 3. Give me 3.
Right.
Like, are we staying at the end of the game? Give me 3. We're by the bar. I'm not moving.
Was that the first U.S. game? Was U.S. versus Wales?
Second.
Okay, so it was the England one.
Yeah, England.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was like, and I didn't have glasses on, and we're so far away. I'm like, I can't even. I know there's a ball moving around. This is all bullshit. I'm gonna stay with my drinks and sit here angrily.
So this year, Russia was suspended for the 2022 season. Therefore, there were only 210 national associations that were involved. They're suspended. They're not officially removed. So blah, blah, blah. After several qualifiers established by FIFA have taken place leading up to each 4-year culmination, 32 of these national associations compete in the cycle's final competition of the World Cup. And so that's that. Every 4 years, it starts as soon as this ends, the next one begins, and the qualifiers start to happen, and it just funnels on down from 211 to those 32.
What an awful system. Like, it's like hockey. It's the same thing. Like, the next season begins before the last one ends. Like, oh my God. Like, you're already doing training camps and shit. Like, and you think of the athletes who are doing it, like, all right, how much can one person run, John? Like, honestly, without being chased, if it's not for your life or from the law, how much can one person run? I ask you. I don't know. That's why their careers are so short. Isn't that right, Pele? He's very good. He's no good running.
Well, I mean, I'm going to ask you a question. How much can one shot?
One can shot all through the Thursday evening show. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are the Two-Sided Pod. We are here every Tuesday on Open Chat on Standard Streets. We are here on Thursday live on the YouTubes. And if you can't take advantage of live, you can find us on the Spotify, the Apple Mute Pod, the Amazon, Music, the Anchor, the Patreon, all of that good shit. Like, we bring the smiles to your down under dials. That's what I say to all my Australian friends. But until then, everyone who knows should probably pour a shot and have a drink with us. Cheers, buddy.
Cheers. Cheers to you, brother.
Ooh.
So, some notable presidents of FIFA. I had it before. It might be later, but it doesn't make sense. I didn't mention. It was started in Paris in 1904. Moved to Zurich.
Right.
I think I'll be mentioning that later, but I just want to throw that out now because the first.
Oh, there's more. There's more to come. We can't. Well, I can't wait.
Yeah, always.
And you're gonna.
You know how I do.
And you're gonna mention Paris and Zurich, John. I'm aghast. Continue.
The first was the French journalist Robert Guerin. I'm just going to say it very American. Guerin. So it's probably Robert Guerin. But Robert
There
Guerin.
you go. That's the baby making music we like to hear on the Two-Sided Pub. When John starts using accents, we all get excited. Robert Guerin.
He just served for 2 years from 04 to 06. But the longest running FIFA president was Jules Rimet, who served from 1921 to 1954. So before the World Cup began till several decades, 2 decades after. The World Cup trophy is actually named after Rimet. And the FIFA's current president is Gianni Infantino, who was elected in 2016 and re-elected in 19.
And he's a real piece of work.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, he's no Jules Rimet. Let me tell you, I knew Jules Rimet, and you, sir, are no Jules Rimet.
That first World Cup in 1930 was held in Uruguay, and that was actually also the team that took the first championship.
That's a faked election right there. Rigged, John. One thing I know about sporting events and any sort of runoff in this day and age is that everything is rigged. Did we look at Bolsonaro? Was he involved in that first cup in Uruguay? I think inquiring minds want to know.
So since that inaugural year, the World Cup frenzy has grown every single time. And it's culminated in the last meeting with an average 517 million live audience viewers and 1.1 billion viewers for the 90-minute contest in 2008 when France took on Croatia for the championship.
See, that's just if you can get that kind of turnout for other things, like we know it's possible now, right? What we're seeing on the marketing level, on the human level, we know it's possible to get this many people to show up for something. We know that.
Right.
What can we use to get this many people to show up? Like fear? Nope. Good beats? Nope. Open free market? Nope. Fucking football? Jesus Christ.
So a quick contrast, and this is from Guinness. To this date, quote, the largest TV audience for a wedding occurred on 29th of July, 1981, during the marriage.
Princess Diana and Prince Charles. John, I was there.
So it was seen by an estimated 750 million people in 74 countries. So let me just repeat the World Cup. Over 200 countries and 1.1 billion.
Yeah, but okay, and this figure, this 1.1 billion World Cup, is this year or is this from?
This is the very last one. No, 2018.
Okay, what was the
very last one?
What was the viewership when Princess Diana and Prince Charles?
750 million.
Holy shit. So 10 times as much as their wedding. And it turns out, John, the World Cup and the wedding ended the same way, in tragedy.
In France.
Thanks. Another Dodi Al-Fayed story for the ages. Sorry. Deep cut, bro. Deep cut.
But that still holds the record. So it's a huge thing, and it kind of pales in comparison to one sporting event, the finals of last
of 1.1
cups.
billion.
Yeah.
Right, 100%. That's crazy. That's just crazy. And so, who were the sponsors? Do you have that? Do you know that information? I know that's not part of your, because you're just onward and upward with the horrible shit of FIFA. But I'm wondering who the sponsors were. Like, did Pepsi and Coke have a fist fight? Like, did someone die? Like, what happened? Was it
most of the
Emirates Air? Like,
yeah,
what
well, I
happened?
mean, yes, most of the big sponsors are not American. Even the super big ones. Like, there's a couple times that we pop in there, but most of the time they're huge international conglomerates. Middle Eastern and European mostly.
One day, John, we too will be a large international European conglomerate. We too. The two-sided every Tuesday and Thursday. Conglomeration, baby. Conglomeration.
And if things take a different direction, we'll be a Middle Eastern conglomerate.
Either way, we're going to be on a front page somewhere. So help me God.
So early on, the FIFA members were split geographically into 6 confederations: Europe, South America, North America, Central America, the Caribbean, Asia, Africa, and Oceania.
Oceania.
That's right. Yeah.
Isn't that from 1984? Very Orwellian. Okay, no. My love, I'm come to thee.
Yeah.
Anyway.
They're located in Quebec. Yeah.
Yeah. We may lose, but we'll have all the cheese curds we can eat forever. Yeah. Okie dokie, eh?
But not Ottawa. Screw that place. So FIFA's headquarters, we're located in Paris. There we go. Hey, I found it. 32 is when they moved to Zurich, and they expanded there in 54. The membership increased significantly during the presidency of, during that time of 74 to 98, when...
You just went from 32, 34, they moved to Zurich in 32, and then you're like, in something to 50, like now you move forward a year. John, let's go back to your last 2 sentences. You said 4 numbers and they were hundreds of years apart. What do you want me to focus on? Jesus Christ.
This is a general thing. That's what I was trying to push forward. So Paris first, 1904, then Zurich in 32. They expanded big time in 54, and 74 to 98 was a huge expansion. That's where they got a whole lot more members.
Super, super good. So it's really easier. Like, so first they were in Paris, but then in 38 they moved to Zurich. From Zurich, then on they started expanding up until 1994, when the peak of their expansion reached its climax. The numbers exceeded, and this is where you fill in the blank with the numbers that you so faithfully like to interject into our show.
Dozens of additional members.
We can't even fucking tell what number it is. It's more than 5, less than 100. Dozens. Jesus Christ. Dozens.
Well,
sir, 1994. 1994. I'm putting in my notes. Dozens.
74. Yeah. To 98 because of the Soviet Union dissolving and Yugoslavia dissolving. That's or disintegrating. That was the major push of so many more members.
Right.
That's what I was trying to get to.
No, 100. That's great. I'm going to throw out some numbers. 100%. I understand. Right, John? But from 74 to 98, they had such an increase of numbers. How many? Dozens. What's the number? Dozens. That's what I was trying to get to because the Soviet Union collapsed. John, I'm 100% with you. I'm writing 74 to 98 equals dozens. That'll come back in the playbooks later on. Can't wait.
Because of these countries entering, they had a vote which expanded into places that wasn't there originally, like Africa, Asia, and Central America. So that expanded it even more. So that was this the call, like the anthill effect of just exponential growth.
Right. They jumped onto the growth of the dozens, and they said, "Hey, I could too also be a dozen," and they jumped on board.
One of several.
Dozen. Yeah, several dozen. It's like a baker's. No, I wouldn't go that far. It's more of a normal dozen, not a baker's dozen.
So the original inclusion of 16 teams for this World Cup finals expanded to 24 in 1982, and then to its current number of 32 in 98.
So I wanted Violet Rose to be my bookie, but you're saying as many numbers as she is. I feel like either it's like a beautiful mind or you're in like the numbers game. Well, it wasn't six. It was 16, but in 24 went in 82, and then 33 went to 98. So, and that's where it is in 2022. So, 6 of one, half dozen the other. Anyway, 74 to 98, dozens. John, back to you. What the fuck just happened?
They currently have an award called the Best FIFA Football Awards.
Okay, I was going to say, they currently have 17 members in their one-man society. The 2 shall enter, 14 shall exit, and only 17 shall pass through to the ultimate 69. What? It's a bracket system. You wouldn't understand. It's a football. All right, best of FIFA. I wrote it down, John. Best of FIFA. Ready.
And these are awards that are not given during the gaming. It's not for that. It's not MVP. It is more of a, hey, these footballers uphold the pillars of footballing.
Hey, best back rub. This guy really gets it. Gets in deep Swedish tissue massage style. Okay. Also, this guy really scares me at Halloween. Best costume goes to, oh my God, it's Ronaldo again? This guy gets it. What a player.
It's the pillars of society. It's the people who give back. It's the contributors. It's those who
It's the bullshit nominations that the man of the year, the fucking all the bullshit, John. Don't tell me. I know sports and I know sports awards and the things you do. It's like, all right, how is my foundation working? Oh, I get the Walter Payton Award? Fuck your couch, John. Oh, I'm the best in FIFA because I do this. John, you're barking up the wrong tree, bro. You better finish this one quick because I got things to say.
So I wanted to throw that out. And now, in 2015, a big scandal broke from the BBC. Quote, it is now claimed the careers of 2 of the most powerful men in football, FIFA President Sepp Blatter and UEFA President Michael Platini, after they were banned for 8 years from all football-related activities by FIFA's Ethics Committee. A Swiss criminal investigation into the pair is also continuing. FIFA's president Blatter has always denied any wrongdoing, but in September he too was made the subject of a Swiss criminal investigation launched alongside the U.S. inquiry.
It's bullshit, John. First they go after Pete Rose, then they get Seth Blatter. Who are they going to take next? Jesus Christ! All of my heroes going down in flames for sports betting.
So central to this scandal were accusations of bribery connection to the awarding of hosting rights for the 2018 World Cup in Russia and the 2022 World Cup in Qatar.
Right, because it's all money. Like the person, it's whoever gets it. We figured that out. That was in 1984. We figured out in the Olympics. Whoever gets the rights has just a gold mine. It's a printing press. You can do, like, you will fuck your community because the infrastructure is not there. So you're going to move people out. You're going to fuck shit up. You're going to have these empty, abandoned buildings moving forward, but you're going to get paid billions. And so anyone who can get that right, if you're not qualified for it, but you can, move the needle just a little bit in any way, shape, or form, shit, John. That's dirty pool right there. And I'm not against it, but you got to fucking be ready for it. I don't know, man. That's bullshit.
Yeah. I mean, May 3rd of 2002 is where it kind of started, where a little bit of the public understanding, or at least a peek into it, began, because that was right before the World Cup in South Korea and Japan. And the Secretary General of FIFA produced a 30-page dossier, just had so many accusations of the FIFA president, Blatter, with misleading accounting practices, conflicting interests. And obviously he filed a suit, tried to push hard against it. He dropped the suit, and 11 executive committee members who had been brought a criminal complaint against Blatter. Subsequently, they were the ones who dropped the suit. But in July 4th of that year. But the tournament, South Korea made it to the semifinals, and a lot of weird things happened to get them there, because they were not
100%. Like, a lot of weird things happened to get us to this point in the conversation, because I don't know if anyone else followed how we got here. Because first, there was one guy who made accusations and withdrew them, but then the other one, no, they didn't. Then there was all these members who did, but then they withdrew them. But also South Korea, they won. And I feel like you're bringing that into call, which is a little bit suspect in your choices for calling sports teams out for their ability, John. Better watch your ass. Go ahead. Tell me how South Korea didn't deserve to get there.
It was accusations of questionable decisions by match officials for the games involved.
Oh, like every fucking football game we've ever watched. So people were pissed about it, and they said, that's questionable. Bah! Okay, go on.
So they looked into it, and the Federal Bureau of Investigations of New York City in 2010 saw that there was definite misconduct. So that started the snowball from the initial accusations in that 30-page dossier.
Boo! See, fucking stay in your own lane, FBI. You were the same reason that I got my trophy taken away from football. Boo!
And in that, Jose Hawia, a former sports journalist and the owner of Brazil's largest sports marketing company, pleaded guilty to corruption charges in December of 2014 and entered two of his companies into the plea. And that broke everything open in 2015. Of widespread corruption accusations.
The thing is, I don't know why anyone's surprised. Like, there's corruption everywhere. Anywhere you look, there's corruption, and we're so surprised that like it gets exposed. It's only surprising that people stand up to it at some point, like risk their neck and put their fucking balls in the line to expose it. We all see it. Like, everywhere you go, there's someone doing something for someone for some reason. It's like bending the rules, not breaking them. Like, yeah, but then you think of like, oh, here's red tape. Like, yeah, no, I don't believe in that. Of you're going to give this giant conglomeration's money to a country that's fucked because of bribes. But at the same time, take it and scale it back. What job have you ever gotten that you're like, I think I want to work there. I will go apply there. Like, you get a hookup from someone. You get a like, hey man, you should check this out. I'll put a word in for you. Like there's a little bit of leeway somewhere. And if you're looking black and white, I'd rather go all leeway and like live in a world that we all negotiate everything openly. We know that it's all negotiated. Or the alternative is no one gets to negotiate for anything. And it's all black and white, all red tape. And I couldn't live in that world. Like I don't want all these big scandals. Yeah, fuck, don't do that. That's horrible. But in my day-to-day life, dude, if I couldn't barter for beads and blankets, John, I would not have the settlement I have today, as the Pilgrims once said.
Okay, so let me see if I'm getting you. So not exactly how it's happening right now, but instead of backroom channels, back channels and backroom deals, it's just completely open that the 37 members of FIFA are just vying for the best opportunity. And they see it like more money, like an auction, and they get it. And it doesn't matter who it is. They're not looking at human rights. They're not looking at anything else. They're looking at money. And it's like, that's it.
No, I'm all for that. No, I'm all for that. But because then we would all have the ability to say, no, you can't go with those people because we know you're openly bartering with all these people. And these are the ones who are off the table in our society. So the ultimate goal is that we all have a say. We all know what's going on. We're all following this shit. Instead of like, here's the announcement, the envelope comes up and like, who's hosting the World Cup? And they rip it open and they say, it is Qatar. Like, what the fuck? It was a
so you're
big
saying
surprise.
that transparency would lead to control that we as the general populace, as the spectators, don't have, because it's all behind closed doors. It's all very Pope-like, right? Yeah.
Correct. The thing is, if you can, I'm a big fan of like, hey, telling someone I'm gonna cheat. We're gonna play this game. I'm gonna cheat. Just so you know, watch me to do this and this. I'm gonna play dirty pool. Right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this. Okay. All right. And if I win, like, yeah, I cheated, but I won, and I told you, I'm honest. So you got to pay now. It's just very like.
So you like your politicians crooked, but you don't like them hypocrites.
No, I want to. If you want to be honest, by all means. I don't know if you could win like that. I don't know if you could. If everyone is honest all the time, what we're looking for, like, if everyone was honest, I don't know if the people I like would win.
If everyone was honest,
right?
Why
they're
not?
Trying to lie. No, because they're trying to lie. Right now, my people are trying to lie-ish, fudge the truth, and play the game, right? And you're not going to win. It's like, John, it's like you and I having an argument. Like, it's a battle of wits. Like, you're already so far behind. Here's the deal. You just need to take a breath, maybe reassess. But if we have everyone knowing what's happening, we have people coming in and saying, no, this is not okay. Like, all right, yeah, I can't negotiate with Russia. I can't negotiate with Qatar. I can't do this. Like, all right, I guess it's Denmark or France. Yes. Okay, then I'm going to try and really rake one of these guys over the coals. I don't know. Fair enough. And you really do. Cool. I'm with it. But that idea of like, we're all surprised, like, oh, yay. And this is Christmas morning and we're all like, you fucked us on this and there's no going back. And now this is what's happening. And now we see the human suffering that leads after the fact. And we all forget it. It just, same with Olympics, same with World Cup, they do the same thing. Well, not the same human suffering aspect, but like when you build a stadium in Vegas or LA, oh, this is all taxpayer money. Like we're doing this thing, and now we're going to fuck up traffic in this area, and we're going to do this and cause this much taxpayer money because they're not going to pay for it. Like,
even when it's not quote unquote human suffering that builds those stadiums,
right.
atrocities, right? Yeah,
it's the totally different ballparks, totally different games, but at the same time, like it kind of comes out of nowhere. You don't understand what you're dealing with, like kind of, and you can debate it kind of here, but you don't understand the full the ripple effects until it happens, and we're already here. Like you can't go back.
And it always looks good on paper to those who have the money and the power.
Right. And that is the motto of my cult, John, is my boy Pete's cult. Look good to those with money and with power. I don't know. Oh, shit.
I'm done with my thing, but I want to throw out, in 2006, I was in Germany when the World Cup was there, and it was one of the most crazy, wonderful experiences I ever had. I didn't go to a game, but I saw, like you were saying, did you ever see any of the games publicly, like today, this time? When I did in Germany, it was just thrilling. It was amazing. The Italians were screaming, Italia, and the Germans were doing their thing. It was just like so inspiring and culture making in so many different weird ways. It was unexplainable. It was just crazy.
Right. You feel that, and that's one thing. Like I don't know that I've ever felt it, even in theater, even like perform. Like you don't feel it, but a sports game, when you walk in and you feel the energy, like you actively feel that, like fucking shit, something like. Whew, I just walked in and my blood pressure raised by walking into this area. Like, what the fuck is happening? And then you're kind of like, yeah, okay. I've always wanted to hear about mom mentality. You guys want to go sit fires and bars after this? Fuck yeah! Very, very mom mentality. But it's that feeling. But if it's like you said, there's the Italians, the Germans, it's very much more international, and it should be. That's what it. But you come to these, like here, when I came to my bar, there was supposed to be the British pub. Nope, it was all like Jesus Christ, fucking flat billed hats and fucking nautical stars and raised trucks. Like Jesus Christ, this is bullshit, man. Those
weren't the loyalists. Those were people finding an excuse to get messed up in early morning on a Sunday.
Right. It was the same people who go get fucked up on St. Patty's Day and ruin my time. Yep. My time. Right.
Yeah. I saw the pros watch their games at 4:00 in the morning, hearing a band of Germans. Ole, Super Deutschland, Super Deutschland. Just walking down the street, having a great old time.
Yeah, when you can get that at 4 in the morning, like, but you're like, oh, it's 9 in the morning, and we can all get up and put on our weird. No, man, you don't care. No one cares. You're just here to You're here to get drunk and chant.
Yeah.
Oof. USA, lock them up. No, thank you.
Well, screw Netherlands. They took us out. Whatever. Everyone knew that they were going to win. Come on. We rarely ever have a chance. That's another thing. Men's World Cup. Ugh. Women's World Cup, we've won several times. Like, women's soccer in the U.S. is fantastic. We're actually wonderful, and it's so underpromoted, which sucks. And they have so little money compared to the men's team.
Right.
All right. That's the last thing I'm going to say.
They don't sell as many calendars, because I buy 7 men's World Cup calendars every year. Say I'm going to give them to my friends, I don't. That's a joke.
So that's FIFA,
John. That's FIFA for you. Hey, folks, if you like what you hear, if you can't believe that we're still here, if you don't understand what's happening, neither do I. It's not a problem. It's just part of the solution. We are the Two-Sided Pod, here every Tuesday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. Don't tell your friends, tell your enemies, because we feel like they need to suffer more than you do. So let's get them in. But until then, let's do a shot.
Do you ever feel that Paul Newman's grocery items, like his salad dressings, are just like scoops of his remains pureed and like mixed with other different flavors? Yeah.
We call this dressing Cool Hands Newman. It's a nice Caesar with a little bit of gunpowder.
Cheers.
It may not be your last stand, but it makes a stand of its own. Here you go, John. Cheers. Bing, bing, bing. Let's drink about it.
Mm.
Oh, baby Jesus.
Okay.
Okay.
And that's going to lead us directly into our next lightning round.
Lightning round! It's time to get down! You thought it was gone, but I'm coming back around!
Hey, lightning guy.
Hi, lightning round guy.
How's it going?
I'm pretty good, you guys! I was waiting for my part two! I liked the first part. I kicked the ball around a little myself while we was waiting. All right. Fucking no one cares. I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Lightning round guy.
That's rough. He sounded a little more like Chris's old man neighbor at the end there, didn't he? Weird and unbecoming. Unbecoming, lightning guy.
What?
No, never mind. We're not going to try and save it now.
Well, this segment of Lightning Round is one of your favorites and mine. It's the editorial dick. That's right. I give my boy Pete a couple of headlines from recent news, and he editorializes the way he wants.
Whoa. John, is this where I get to talk freely?
Yeah.
Where you give me all the rope and I hang myself?
Oh, yeah.
Denang me. Why don't you get a rope and hang me? Ha! Okie dokie, let's do it.
Damn your eyes. All right. Our first headline is, quote, Georgia vote gives Harris reprieve as Senate tiebreaker.
What? Say that again.
Georgia vote.
No, Georgia and Harris? What?
Harris, Kamala.
Yeah.
It gives her a reprieve as Senate tiebreaker.
Okay. I didn't understand it. John, she should... Come on, man. Fuck! Why you gotta make everything so difficult? You hide... What we call that in the industry, John, is burying the lead. There should be no need for a tiebreaker. There should be no need for any of that stuff. We shouldn't have to listen to Zurich's 1974 to 1988, but 16 to 24 and 82, but 33 there was 98. We shouldn't have to hear any of that and think about what it means. It should just be normal. There shouldn't be a fucking tiebreaker. There should be normal humanity winning the day. There should be a majority. In this case, there should be a majority because the other option was stupidity. And fuck me, man. No one has time for that. Jesus Christ, John. Burying the lead, motherfucker. No, John. No. Georgia, you barely slipped out with your second fucking pass. You better watch your ass, Georgia. Better watch your ass.
Second headline, speaking of. Did Herschel Walker just end an ex-president's presidential hopes?
No, John. The ex-president ended the ex-president's presidential hopes. by being the exact personality that the ex-president is. Herschel Walker, I have his football cards. Unbelievable. Loved him. I was all about it. 100%. Like, but it's like sometimes you don't meet your idols. Sometimes you don't leave a hot mic on a stage with children running around because you're going to get stupidity spit into that microphone that is going to make you stupider for having listened to it, period. And that, what I felt happened to him. I'm selling my football cards, John. And I'm selling my president's cards. All there is to it.
Next headline, an ex-president's storage unit search yields classified material, says sources.
Okay, that I'm gonna give this one to him, right? Here's the deal, John. I don't know about you, John. I'm unsure about you, but I have had many a storage unit in my life. Okay, not many. I've had a quality 3. And I promise you,
good 3.
I promise you, those 3 would lead to very sensitive information if they were ever searched during those said time periods. So I get it. It's a storage unit. I'm going to be right back. I swear to God, I'm going to be right back. And then you don't, and like shit happens, right? And all of a sudden, boom, FBI raids, sensitive materials found, and now you're in this hot water? No, John. No. He's just lucky he didn't end up on Storage Wars. That's all I'm saying. I would have been on that unit in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, classified material, that just means you don't want people to see it. Yeah, that makes complete sense.
It's the story of my life. Everything I have in my entire house, I don't care what it is classified material. Don't look at that. What's that? If you pick something up, put that down. I don't like that. This is a pencil holder. You don't need to see that. Why do you have a pencil holder? You don't need to see why I have pencil holders. Fucking put it down. Also, I have nowhere to put my pencils without holders. That's a little peek behind the curtain right there.
And final headline. Peru's president impeached and arrested after he attempts to dissolve Congress.
Here's the deal. This is a message to all Congress dissolver, possible deniers, anywhere. This is what happens. You mess with a snake, you get the fangs. With the burl, you get the horns, right? Say hello to my little Peruvian jail cell. No. Congress stays, you go. John, you don't fuck with the Constitution unless you have the military backing to do so. And I haven't seen a revolution that has the military backing to do it in at least 25 years. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, this is crazy because as of this recording, that was about 24 hours ago. Exactly.
Yeah.
When that news broke, yeah.
Yeah, if you follow your news headlines like I do, like I tell you to do in the mornings, get up, fucking make your cocktail, take a shower, brush your teeth, read the headlines. If you do it normally, then you'll be fine. You'll understand the world as it comes to you, and you'll be drunk enough to accept it as it is. Untrue, allegedly, maybe or not. I don't know. Who knows? John, what's the next question?
Well, we got some messages, and then we're going to jump into our final segment.
Some beating John. Ooh, yeah. Who's got the goddamn laser on the fucking phone tonight? Because goddamn, how many are we doing tonight?
Oh, shit. That's my jam. Yep. Thunder! Na, 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 na.
who wants to suspend the Constitution for any reason. Canada is north and Mexico is south. There are airports in every town. Get the fuck out.
No, 100%. I'm 100%. But the way she phrased it was like, if there's any children out there, your parents are trying to, teachers trying to suspend you from school, just get out. Just go south of the border. South of the border, down Mexico way. I thought a girl I saw thumping away. Hey! She said mañana, and I whispered today. Ha! Okay.
Well, the first one, thank you, MFA. And Spawn Band threw that first message out there. And he's also been throwing some love on the YouTube. So I wanted to give him some love right back.
Yeah. We got some YouTube. You got Spawn Band on the YouTube chats, because anyone who's listening right now, if you are listening on Stereo Streets, you can hit that link above our heads, and we are live on the YouTubes, where you can just click on. Hey, it's okay. Just click on, go over and see us, whatever. And you can type in messages, and it's unfortunate because we won't read them until like an hour later. But anyway, we're there.
And if you're not listening live right now, our title of our channel is Two-Sided Podcast, different words, but our handle is, like all of our social medias, Two-Sided Pod at TWO Sided Pod. Check us out.
And that's all one word.
That's all one word, baby.
So YouTube is 2 words. Everything else is 1 word, except for one thing that apparently we have 17 different types of. Anyway, here's the deal. If you email us at two-sidedpod, that's TWO sidedpod at gmail.com, YouTube can send a hate letter to John and say, what is your fucking handle? Because I send that email aggressively to him once a week. You son of a bitch, you're going to let me know how to follow us if it's the last thing you do. And he laughs, cackles hysterically like an evil ginger, and we move on.
And that Gmail again is two-sidedpod, TWO sided pod. That's all one word, by the way. Pete didn't mention that at gmail.com.
There's no way to do spaces in Gmail, you idiot. There's way to do spaces and everything else.
Way to do spaces and everything else is social media.
Yeah!
I'm not even fucking started yet. I don't know why I played the holy fucking shit, King John. You guys are way too fucking fast. You know how fast you are, guys?
Come on.
You are fucking fast.
Yep.
I was born on the middle of a mountain track.
Dun dun.
And I knew there was no turning back.
Thunder.
Sound of the drums beating in my heart. The thunder of you. Oh, you've been thunderstruck.
Sorry, John. Go ahead. No. No, nothing.
Pete and John.
I'll play the message if you keep.
Pete and John.
Give a 4-second delay.
Pete and John. I'll take my place in hell now. Thank you. When Pete and John started their podcast, no one would know they would choose Tuesday and Thursday. People look around in their new amazing platform that was started. After listening, no one knew but thought
me!
Pete and John could do
John O. Peacock.
Sometimes we talk is two-sided. Other times we not talk two-sided. But maybe Tuesdays, Thursdays is very good.
Another thing that's very good is our last segment. Paul Newman. We're going to talk about Paul Newman.
Sign me up. Shaking the bush, boss. Shaking the bush.
Oh, man. I had so much fun with this. Okay, so Paul Leonard Newman, born January 26, 1925, in Cleveland, Ohio.
Ohio! I'm a big fan of Ohio. I know some folks who have ties in Ohio.
Was an American actor and director whose striking good looks, intelligence, and charisma became hallmarks in a film career that spanned more than 50 years, during which time he became known for his compelling performances of iconic anti-heroes.
No, yes and no. Yes and no. I will agree and disagree because I do not, in my definition of anti-hero, he is not an anti-hero. He is not an anti-hero. Anti-hero is someone who is doing bad to do good. This is someone who does, like, his characters, things he does. He's a gentleman robber. He's don't worry, the banks are insured. I'm not taking your money. He's very Robin Hood. He's not an anti-hero. He's a hero who's with the underdogs as an underdog fighting against the oppressor. Like it's not the true anti-hero that I understand as an anti-hero. So I will take umbrage with that, John.
Okay.
Tell me one character he is an anti-hero and then try and defend it. I know that I'm biting all of your shit and like you have a lot of years laid out in front of you.
Yeah, I do.
It's probably the worst thing you can do.
You know I love to start with a biography. You know that.
Oh, in 1925, he made his first debut on film in 1932. But by 1938, he was a household name. 47, he was drafted and he went to war, but he married his wife in 1948. Came home in 49, 50, 51, 52 are the years between, where I'll say in 1953, I named another year. John, I'll allow you to continue with Paul Newman's illustrious career, starting from 1952 in Cleveland, Ohio. Ohio!
Okay, you said it, so I'm going to throw these out. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, The Hustler, HUD, Cool Hand Luke, and Road to Perdition. Just an example of him as anti-hero.
What about no. Cool Hand Luke? No. Road to Perdition? No. No, he wasn't he was not a hero. He was the villain. I don't know your terminology of a hero.
Cool Hand Luke, you think he was the villain?
No, you said Road to Perdition. Cool Hand Luke. No, he was not an anti-hero. He was not any sort of anti. He happened to do crimes that we think are crimes by taking parking meters off and getting put back into jail and then being disruptive against authority, which should not be telling him what to do. Is that an anti? That is not someone who is bucking against you just don't agree with the system. That's not an anti-hero. In that case, John, I'm a fucking anti-hero. I'm not an anti-hero. I'm an angry piece of shit.
Maybe you are a 21st century anti-hero.
No. Your definition of this titles of Cool Hand Luke, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, road to perdition? I am, but that is a stupid definition of an anti-hero, and you're mistaken. And that is the argument we're having right now. No, John, you are wrong. He is not an anti-hero.
What about the Hustler? I mean, I don't know if you know HUD, because that's the biggest example, but the Hustler, come on. He was an anti-hero. He was a person who did bad, but we wanted so much to be with him and see all of his successes.
No, but he was doing it for the correct reasons. He was doing bad, but he was doing bad in all the things. With
the Hustler, he was doing bad for himself. He was hustling.
Same things as Sting, but he was doing bad. Why was his driving motivations? Same
for himself.
John, you need to go back and watch the movies. I actively feel like this is an argument you are not prepared for, because you read a research report and have not watched these movies that you're talking about in probably 15 years. Am I correct or am I incorrect? And you did not mention Sting. You did not mention any of. You're nodding like I know. I didn't.
Well, you threw out.
No. Not I threw out. You didn't answer the first question. The movies you just referenced, the ones you screamed about. When's the last time you watched any of them? Let's just start with that before we go into anything, because I read an article, John. So that's what you're going to base your shit on. But you haven't watched the movie in 10 years. When is the last time you watched The Hustler? When is the last time you watched Count on Hot Tomatoes? When is the last time you watched Cool Hand Luke? When is the last time you watched The Sting? When?
About 5 years for The Hustler. Cool Hand Luke was much more recently, because it was during the pandemic, along with The Sting and Butch Cassidy. I didn't mention Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid or The Sting, because you had made a reference and that's why he's not an anti-hero. So I threw them out of the category for you. But yeah, they're all in there.
No, that's great. So the biggest one that you're talking about, The Hustler, that is your bread and butter argument, is 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That you think close enough. Okay, cool. No, then I stopped you in your entry into this. This is going to be a long fucking show, because we're going to go nowhere, because I'm arguing with a man who hasn't seen something in 5 years. So why don't you just fucking read your fucking sheet,
it's not all about his career. It's about his life. So let's start with his life.
Right. No, and tell me about how anti-hero he is in his life. My umbrage was with anti-hero, and that was the word I took issue with. And you insisted on arguing with that. But let's talk about his life. Is that more anti-hero? Yes or no? No? Then shut the fuck up, because you lost the anti-hero battle. And okay, I misspoke that word and I read the wrong sentence, and let me continue with what his life is.
Totally. So as a recap, born in 25, he grew up in Shaker Heights, Ohio. His father owned a sporting goods store, and his mother was a homemaker who loved theater. So his father was gone a whole lot, and his ma had herself an affair. It's pretty open. She actually rented out a room in their house to the guy. And then she divorced the dad, took Paul and his older brother, who's Arthur, with her, and he grew up with her. He, in high school, first started acting a little bit in the school plays, but that was not his first love at the time. He was actually wanting to become a professional athlete. Football, specifically. Yeah.
Yes, football. American football.
That's right.
He gave a shot at rugby, couldn't handle it.
It was the cauliflower ear. Yeah, couldn't do it.
Didn't like the hold of the bat in cricket. Yeah. Anyway, John, so the anti-hero lives past football. Continue.
After graduating from high school in 43, he attended Ohio University, but he was expelled. And then he enlisted in the U.S. Navy Air Corps. He wanted to be a pilot, but he's colorblind. So he was rejected from that. served as a radio operator during World War II and in the Pacific, and was discharged.
I don't see color. Easy there,
Neither did
Newman.
he.
Easy there, Newman.
They all say I have piercing blue eyes. I don't see it.
Yeah. Everyone says I have a rapier's wit. I don't see it. I believe it's pronounced rapist's wit. And I think you do.
Upon his discharge, he enrolled in Ohio's Kenyon College and graduated in '49. And he acted in a number of plays. He actually was first on a football scholarship, but he got arrested and kicked off the team. So he wanted to study as little as possible. And for the last 2 years, switched over to theater.
Yeah, like you do.
He claimed
many theater fucking majors who wanted to do no such work and also were in trouble with the law and did some pretty good shows. Fucking good shows.
He claimed that he, quote, never enjoyed acting during this time. Quote, never enjoyed acting, never enjoyed going out there and doing it. I never regarded my performances as real successes. They were just something that was done, nothing more important than someone working hard to get an A in political science.
Yeah, no, 100%. I feel like that's a lot of, till you realize like, oh, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. Like a lot of times, because once again, who's your own worst critic is yourself.
Right.
So even if you're in your own mind, but it's weird, John, because you're not. You do things, you're like, I'm so good. Like, I've gotten more texts from you after shows, like, I'm so amazing. I'm like, how are you fucking filming yourself on stage while you're acting? It's a pretty avant-garde theater. They allow phones on set. This is weird.
I send you sound bites. Hey, look at this one. I know you're not going to remember it, but just listen to it again. It's going to be great. I'm really good in it.
Actively weird. But that's not what I was saying. I was saying you were holding your phone on stage like an idiot. Sure, you kept it quiet in your pocket. Anyway, go ahead, John. What else?
So he graduated in '49. He did summer stock in Wisconsin, and he met his first wife, actress Jacqueline Witte, or White, I think it is. Witte. Witte. They married. Newman continued to act until his father's death in 1950, and he and wife moved home to Ohio to run the family business. They had a child named Scott, and
hold on.
Yeah.
What's the family business?
Oh man, I said it earlier. I told you.
No, I know,
his
but that's
father,
the best thing. His father was an ear, nose, and throat specialist.
Sporting goods store, man. Sporting goods store.
Oh, wow. So you say that you act like, how come you don't understand? But you don't remember. John, you're a piece of shit and you must be a story in the street. Anyway, so he moved home with his new wife to run a sporting goods store. John, we're all up to speed. Continue.
Right, because his dad died. Then he asked his brother to take over the business, and they went to Connecticut so he could go to Yale School of Drama.
Go on.
He left the program in '52 because he moved to New York City, where he studied at the Actors Studio, which he credited for his later acting success. So he studied with Lee Strasberg alongside Marlon Brando, James Dean, Norma Jean, Geraldine Page, the like.
Yeah, a bunch of people we're all infatuated with who really don't have the chops. We like to watch them now. Other than Marlon Brando. Go on.
Kind of created modern film acting, or the
really?
prototype at least.
Really? So Norma Jean was amazing. Really? Tell me about that. Tell me about James Dean. What has he done lately? John?
Yeah, he was in 3 films. He's still remembered today. What are you talking about?
No, you're an idiot because he was remembered because he had the death card after he did Giant. You're an idiot. Have you watched any of his movies? Not great. Not great. Like, okay,
East of
not great.
Eden's. Okay.
East of Eden's good, but not great. John, come on. Oh, what about like the classic movies? You're talking about like, oh, what about Rosebud? Unbelievable. Won the Academy Award for Best Picture. Piece of shit movie, John. Just because people say it's good doesn't mean it's good. Well, he went to school with this guy. You're doing all those weird things, and you know what? Anyway, 1925, Ohio. That's all as far as I got. So continue.
So
after,
I mean, like you, he also had a negative attitude of his acting career in New York early. Quote, I never had a sense of talent because I was always a follower, following someone else with stuff that I basically interpreted and did not really create, end quote.
You're an asshole. I don't think that I'm negative for those same reasons. I'm negative because I know everything. I've created everything. I'm the Lord of all that is good and pure, John. You will come unto me and bow at my altar. Fuck your couch.
So this next quote of him will not resonate at all. He said, I was running away from something I wasn't running towards.
Yeah. No, it doesn't resonate at all. Nope.
So
I'm perfectly happy with things.
He made his Broadway debut in William Ing's Pulitzer Prize-winning comedy Picnic in '53. He met Joanne Woodward at that time. They were both understudies. He got the role because the person he was understudying got fired. She stayed an understudy. They were reportedly attracted to each other, but the happily married Newman did not pursue a romantic relationship with the young actress yet. Around this time, he and his wife, Jacqueline, welcomed their second child, daughter named Susan. So Picnic ran for 14 months, got him a lot of money, helped them bring this new child into the world.
Yeah, great. But I feel like you're reading a lot of things, you're doing a lot of, but you're not telling the truth, John. Anyone who's ever been in a show and there is a term, and it doesn't matter if it's a 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 6 month gig, the term showmance is a fucking thing. After 4 days, after 1 week of rehearsal, when you're doing 6 hours of rehearsal with someone, like, oh, like I'm vibing with this person, and like, oh, cool, rehearsal's over, and like, I'll walk you to your car, and you end up at the car for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour, an hour. And now you're there 2 hours. And I was like, oh, shit, okay. And then all of a sudden, 2 weeks later, like, I think I love her. You're doing a fucking scene, bro. You're doing a scene. Love is a misnomer, and it should not be trusted. What are you thinking? Have you ever heard of lust? I'm a big fan, and I experience it quite often.
Well, funny you should mention that, because he did eventually pursue Joanne Woodward while still married to his first wife. And the two married in 1958 after a messy divorce on his end. And they became one of the Hollywood's most enduring couples.
Yep, 19, it'll happen. Wait, 58. So he was less than 35. He was born in 25. Yeah, he was less than 35. So he was already married, 2 kids, divorced, and got her. All right. He's like, I see a salad dressing in my future. Go on.
So his first feature film with Warner Brothers was The Silver Chalice, but the actor Newman says it's his worst movie ever made, and it was horrible debut, but he was earning a lot of positive reviews through his work on live television dramas. I know these through the BBC, but in this time in the 50s, the US was doing it as well. So he did Our Town, Bang the Drum Slowly, and others that really got him his first popularity.
Those are all plays. Those are not TV dramas.
No, it was live dramas that they did on TV.
But Bang the Drum Slowly is not a TV drama. That's a play, a dramatic play. If you do it live, it's not a TV drama. It's a play. Dramatically, you're doing live on TV. I want you to use your words correctly, dummy. It's not like here's a whole it's your series of things. Like, no, you did a live play on television, but it was a TV drama. It was a live play on TV, right?
Well, that is the term for it, live TV drama. But yes, what you're saying is, it's a play live on TV.
Jesus,
I agree with you 100%.
This is how when you see relationships and how did one person get 500 stab wounds in the study? Because that motherfucker couldn't be dead enough. Listen to me when I talk. I'm gonna have to put this knife allegedly into you. Nope, I'm gonna use a candlestick in the library. Nope, I'm gonna use a rope in the garage. Nope, it's Mrs. Peacock to you.
So Newman described himself as completely unprepared to be a parent. He had children because that's what people did when they got married.
God damn it. All right, no, I have a hard time with your things. We already said he had 2 kids, and then he left and was remarried, and now we're talking about TV dramas, which I say are live plays, and you're now back to kids. All right, he was unprepared to be a parent back when he had the kids before the thing. Okay, I'm ready. Go.
So he thought that he never related to his kids as people. Quote, "I would not want to have been one of my children." End quote.
I don't want to be one of your kids either, John. I'll be honest. I feel like, honestly, the upraising would be horrible and the will would be bullshit. So I want nothing to do with your lineage. Don't adopt me, is what I'm saying. Or if you come into money, adopt me. Either way.
When his son Scott died from an accidental overdose after a troubled life in 1978, Newman felt remorse for not having connected with him. Quote, "Many are the times I have gotten down on my knees and asked for Scott's forgiveness," he said.
Come on, John. What are you doing? All right, so he was a fucked up father, and you're saying some bullshit now. All right, good enough. Why are you saying that? Come on, keep going.
Like his own father, he was a drunk. He was a functioning alcoholic. He would drink a case of beer a day, and for a long time, it was followed by a scotch. But he gave that up in 1971. So Woodward called his drinking before he cut back the anguish of our lives. But he didn't cut back. He did.
Woodward called it before he cut back the anguish of our lives. Number one, who is Woodward, and why is he calling it the anguish of our lives?
His second wife, who he was with for 50 years until they both died.
Okay, so don't call her Woodward because I'm like, is this a flash piece like Bernstein? So what does Bernstein have to say about it? So his wife says his drinking was a problem and it was an issue until he died. There you go. Wow, John.
A string of acclaimed performances in notable dramas soon followed after the marriage. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, 1958. The Tennessee Williams play, that also starred Elizabeth Taylor. That was his self-destructive former football player at odds with his father. Right. It was his first Academy Award nomination. Now, the Long Hot Summer in '58 was his second one, and it was the first time that he did a movie, one of 10, with his wife, Joanne Woodward.
Cool. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, the big break started with The Hustler. That was in '61. '63, he did the HUD, and then Horseman. HUD was based on the Larry McMurtry novel Horseman, and then Cool Hand Luke. And the series of performances solidified Newman's image as an iconoclast.
Yeah, no, 100%. I don't even know how to fight your lack of verbose expounding. I'm unsure. Your baseline is go to numbers, and it's like I get it, but I can't stop you anymore now. Like, you're just a fucking beast who can't be reasoned with. So anyway, 61, 3 movies that you said that I couldn't stop you and talk about as we went through them because you were reading and not taking breaths. But at 61, he's an iconoclast. There we are.
So the big ones there were Hustler, HUD.
Yeah, 100%.
Cool Hand Luke.
Well,
right.
No, first, Cat on a Haunted Roof, which you also said, 100%, John. We all listened. We 100% did. We're now at 61. He's an iconoclast. We're moving on.
All right. So then 69, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, which then quickly was followed with The Sting. And that was won the Academy Award for Best Picture. He received another one for The Verdict in '82. Another nomination, sorry. The courtroom drama about an alcoholic lawyer in malpractice case. And then The Color of Money, which is where he won his Academy Award, where he reprised his role from The Hustler as the aged man who, mentors the young pool player that is Tom Cruise. You've seen that one, right?
I've seen them all, John. It saddens me that you think that I haven't seen them, but yes, Tom Cruise, Paul Newman, The Color of Money, yes. I'm aware, and it was a good movie, but at the same time, when you're saying he reprised his role, and you're saying this is where The Hustler, he was the anti-hero that we all know. If you say he's the same person and we're reprising the role, he is not an anti-hero in that.
I would agree with you. Yeah. In that movie he's not. You're right.
But it's a reprisal. So one of your sentences is incorrect, and I need you to really honestly understand what you say when you say it, because you like to backtrack after the fact when your feet are held to the coals. But in the moment, if no one questions you, we're all going to be stupider for what you say. Like, we're all fucking dumber. Like, I'm with you, but I refuse to stand by and become an idiot because of you. I'm going to become an idiot on my own terms, John, in my own way. And granted, I think the time is now.
I think we should become idiots together. How about another shot?
Thank you. I've been pouring this. It's been burning a hole in my pocket. Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. Cheers, everybody. Thanks for listening. So towards the end of his life, his subsequent roles was the mob boss in Sam Mendes' Road to Perdition in 2002. Another Oscar nomination. In Act 5, he starred with Woodard in the television miniseries Empire Falls, which was based on a Rousseau novel, and he won an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and a Screen Actors Guild Award for his portrayal of the cankerous father protagonist, Miles Roby, played by Ed Harris.
Say that again. Because Paul Newman, you're talking about Paul Newman, he won an award played by Ed Harris.
No, for his father, for playing the cantankerous father of the Ed Harris role. He played his dad.
There you go. John, I adore you, but sometimes you are your own worst enemy. Like, honestly, you write things down, but can't even read them correctly. Like, it's okay to take a breath. It's okay to... I'm going to read this as I wrote it, and I'm going to... But if you don't have the wherewithal to write it correctly, and you're still reading it as you were, you're an idiot. You're a fucking idiot. Period.
So after Newman died, documentary series and a posthumous what is that? What is that noise? Oh, this sounds terrible. Something's happened. You've done horrible things to yourself.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yeah, that's perfect. Don't move. Don't ever move. Stop moving.
Hey. Here's the deal,
Strap on in, buddy.
There's a lot of things that you do in life that I think are fucking horrible. I don't even bring them up. Like, not even a topic of conversation. I let you slowly circle the drain of your stupidity. Sometimes, when I need to get up and walk away, I need you to let me circle the drain my own self. So, I just need that.
I would be okay with that. Just mute yourself next time, okay?
Yeah. How about I'll burn your house down? Okay? Talk to me like that again, I'll fucking murder you. Allegedly.
So, from The New Yorker, the article's author wonders, quote, is Paul Newman's memoir, The Extraordinary Life of an Ordinary Man, written by Knopf, really Paul Newman's memoir? As I can piece together the story in 1986, the year he turned 61, Newman sat down with an old friend, the screenwriter Stuart Stern, and began recording on a cassette player material for an autobiography.
Okay. All right. You said something about Knopf, but a friend Stern and a tape recorder. And I'm just gonna let you go. Like, I feel like it'll come out in the wash, but the things you said didn't make sense at the beginning. So just keep talking. Fuck, man. Just keep talking.
These are all quotes, by the way. This continued for several years.
It greatly could be all quotes, John, but you don't get to use 15 names. Like, this is a quote. Jeremiah Jones versus Johnny Bananas and Stephen Stearns. Also, Paul Drungen said that Joey Butts also. John, you're killing me. I'm listening. They're all quotes. Finish your quotes.
This continued for several years, during which Stern also interviewed some of Newman's everybody. Pretty much everyone he could find who had some relationship to Newman. By 91, Stern had recorded more than 100 interviews. Then Newman asked him to stop. In 1998, Newman took the cassettes to the dump and burned them all.
All right. Well, yeah. Okay. He took him to the dump. All right. Because we know he took him there. He burned him because we know that. So 2 things we don't know that you're saying. He took him to a place and did a thing to him. All right. So what you're saying, he got rid of her. So
They're gone.
2 things. Yeah. They're gone. So what you're saying, took him to a dump. He took them to the study and hung them with a rope. In a study? I don't know. In a rope? I don't know. Are they gone? Yeah. I don't know.
I haven't a clue.
But you're propagating stupidity. Anyway, it was a quote. Continue, John.
Newman died of cancer September 26, 2008. About 10 years later,
Dead? Okay, go ahead.
Some of his children approached Ethan Hawke to discuss making a documentary. Hawke learned that Stern, who died in 2015, had transcripts of the tapes made, over 100 interviews, right? Maybe Stern had worried that Newman might destroy them, and he used the transcripts to put together a 6-part series on the lives and careers of Newman and his second wife, the actress Joanne Woodward.
Okay.
So it's called
Allegedly.
The Last Movie Stars. It's aired on HBO, and meanwhile, the transcripts were edited by David Rosenthal and made into the book that Knopf just published.
Right, but they're all things that alleged. He's dead, and like, oh, I have these transcripts.
Right.
Okay.
Oh, you think I'm going to do something crazy? No. Actually, his ex-wife, all of his children, even from the ex-wife, several managers, several acting friends, several acting people who didn't really like him, people from the Navy, his brother, several other people were all interviewed. 100+ interviews. Directors from the 1940s. Like, it was crazy. It was like a huge culmination. And all of them, basically, the things I said that were bad, quote unquote, he wasn't the best father, he was a drunk, right? That's the worst stuff that came out. It's amazing that he was so untarnished by this revelation of new material. It's simply amazing because he was a philanthropist. He was an amazing person that in his life, people were like, oh, it's Paul Newman. He has Newman's Own. That all goes to charity, right? And that's the last thing we're going to talk about in a second. But this came out and everyone was like, oh, crap. Are we going to see a fall of another person? Is he a Fred Rogers or is he the dude from PBS and we loved him until we hated him? Is he that kind of thing, right? Is he going to fall from grace?
Isn't that Fred Rogers? Was he the dude on PBS?
He was a dude on PBS, and he was an amazing person.
You said Fred Rogers the other guy and a dude on PBS, like
Rose. Never mind. Let's just move on. That was a misstep.
Oh, John, you're doing great. Keep going. Keep kind of reading or whatever you're doing.
We'll edit this out. 3, 2, 1. Anyway,
back up.
Newman and his friend, to finish this out, author A.E. Hotchner, began making a salad dressing for their friends. It became super popular. They decided to sell it, and they both threw in $20,000 in 1982 and started a company called Newman's Own.
Yeah, but how bougie do you have to be? Like. I get it if you do a barbecue sauce. I did it if you do a dry rub. I do it like, hey, we're eating these. This is food. You know what? You like salad too? Well, how about this dressing? And let's put in this much money for things to put on lettuce. Fuck you. That's privilege right there. That's bullshit. If it ain't a dry rub or a barbecue sauce or a hot sauce, you can suck it. No, thank you.
It did go into that, but I'm just going to say before I get into the Rex of my text, Newman was known as saying, it is privilege. That's why I'm doing it. If I can shamelessly promote my face to sell things, but all of that goes towards charities, I'm 100% with it.
With that, but why would you go salad dressings when you could stunt your growth like that? Like, all right, how much of the United States eat salad? And then, like, how much was to pay $1.50 extra for a dressing with your face on it? All right, you've now limited your market to this. Fuck you. If it's a dry rub, if it's a barbecue sauce, a hot sauce, all right, you're open in all categories. And now you want to put another dollar on that? By all means.
They started with what they knew. I mean, that made sense. They actually had a recipe for it.
Why do you know that? John, why do you know that? It's if you come up with a salad dressing, I would stop being your friend. Like, but I'm doing what I know. How come you know salad dressing, motherfucker? I don't know you. I do not know you.
I don't know you, man.
you would only eat a salad at a pre-feed dinner if that's fucking plate number 1 and a small bit with fucking rocket. And that's it. Tastes like pepper. It's delicious.
So the idea behind it was that all the proceeds would go to charities of Newman's choosing, from education to charitable organizations. Quote, my profits will be divided between a number of tax-deductible charities and causes, some church-related, others for conservation and ecology and things like that, he said in 1982.
Okay.
Well, they started right away to sell other products like frozen pizzas, iced teas, lemonade, limeade, popcorn, and several other foods. They went beyond their own limitations. They thought small, they went big, my boy Pete.
Oh, 100%. If you've never used the Newman's own condoms, feels like there's a cool hand loop between you and your lady, is their slogan.
Be small, think big. Right, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. It's very, very economical. John, the last time that I was buying dog food, I said, if I ain't a hustler, I ain't nothing. Bow, wow, wow, yippee, EPA. Let's eat all day, every day.
The smart thing of pricing it a little bit more than many of its competitors, but bringing in good quality ingredients. Even as they branched out into dog and cat food, the company became known as a trusted brand with good quality and delicious food and drinks. It went on to make millions of dollars.
Folks, if you like Newman's salad dressing, you'll love Newman's own Merkins. It's for those little bald spots in your genitalia. Come on down and get one dressing, get one Merkin free.
If you like Newman's face, now you can have it for your own. Merkins, Newman's own. So 6 years later, Newman decided to put some of the profit from Newman's own into the creation of a summer camp for children with serious illnesses. He called it the Hole in the Wall Gang Camp. The Hole in the Wall Gang Camp.
So anyone out there, no, we're not going to put this out because you're not going to play masters. Hole in the Wall Gang Camp, John, I don't know if you know, but I know you know because you did the research. Hole in the Wall Gang is the gang of Cool Hand Luke when he was in Cool Hand Luke. That was the name of his gang. The Hole in the Wall Gang.
Wasn't that Butch Cassidy?
Huh?
Wasn't that Butch Cassidy?
Oh yeah, sorry. But Butch Cassidy and Sons Kid. Sorry, was Butch Cassidy and Sons Kid. That's where the Hole in the Wall Gang, where his Butch Cassidy, where he was the leader. That was where his gang was. I didn't know. So I worked when I moved to SoCal in 2001.
Mm-hmm.
I got a job at the movie theater because I didn't want a normal job. I was like, I don't need to be in here. I just want to. So I worked there for 6 months and watched all the movies. Like, I'll leave early and literally watch every movie. Like, I watched probably 2 movies a day for 6 months.
Yeah.
All the time. And they had those like, oh, here's the movie trivia things. And that was one. Where was Butch Cassidy's gang from in Wyoming? Or what was the no, that was Butch Cassidy's gang. The Hole in the Wall gang, Butch Cassidy's gang. Where were they from? And Wyoming is where they're from.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was the whole like, oh, I put 2 and 2 together and went home and bought that because that's when you could buy fucking movies at Walmart for fucking. Back then it was like $8. Now it's like $4.
In the big pile that they have.
Yeah. I would like spend $50 there and just go watch all the movies. Anyway, continue. Anyway, Hole in the Wall gang. So the kids, they can.
Do you know about this camp?
They can taste dressing now, because before the kids couldn't taste dressing for reals, and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is Caesar.
Just like he couldn't see color, right?
Now I can't taste acids and faces. Yeah, 100%. Is this umami? I wouldn't know. I'm a Hole in the Wall gang kid.
So it opened in Connecticut and offered common camp experiences such as fishing, tie-dye, ghost stories, s'mores, and the like. What was unusual is that Newman often visited and ate lunch with unsuspecting campers. Quote, I wanted, I think, to acknowledge luck, the chances of it, the benevolence of it in my life, the brutality of it in the lives of others, made especially savage for children because they may not be allowed the good fortune of a lifetime to correct it, he said about the camp.
I'm not sure of what kind of camps you went to in your life, John, or what kind of camps you were aware, but like the normal camp activities that you listed 4, and 2 of those activities included tie-dye and s'mores. Like, what kind of fucking camp are you going to, bro? Tie-dye?
It was a boys and girls camp.
I
may not know about those, but
no, I went to a boys and girls camp. There's no reason to do either of those things. Like, that's an idiot move. Like, you like go-karts? Yeah. Archery? Yeah. You like campfire songs? Yeah. You like cafeteria food and food fights? Yeah. Do you like tie-dye? I ain't some fucking hippie. All right.
S'mores? Come on. Everyone likes s'mores.
All the John L. Peacocks moved to the left. I'm like, all right, for everyone remaining, for the activities, instead of just the normal things, like, would you like to have milk for lunch? Yes. Would you like to have s'mores at campfire? Yes. Should this be considered one of your activities in opposed to golf carts or archery or swimming? No. How are you going to say s'mores is an activity? That is a food you eat at camp. One of my activities was s'mores. You're an idiot, and I fucking hate your camp.
I got a merit badge in s'mores.
You're an idiot.
So he said he was going to, quote, give it all away with the creation of this. And from Newman's own website, quote, when Newman's Own first began, Paul Newman declared that 100% of the profits would go to good causes. The mission continues today through Newman's Own Foundation. In total, more than $570 million have been donated to good causes since 1982.
Bullshit. It's not even as much as FIFA watched for one game of viewers.
If I had $1 for every viewer.
Right? I'm saying Paul Newman would roll over his grave and the Hole in the Wall gang would be set for life.
And that's it for me. But hey,
Oh, thank
personally,
God.
huge fan. Like I
Oh,
knew a little bit, didn't know a lot. I knew a little bit about Newman's Own, but not a lot. I knew he hoarded himself out, and he was very honest about it. But it was all for a good cause. But what he did with those good causes were pretty amazing. It wasn't just I'm going to donate to the Democratic Party or the Republican Party or this and that and the other. He went straight to the source, and that's pretty awesome. He created his own foundation, so he knew where the money was going.
oh no, that's great. But the way you said it made him belittle and be bastard. And I don't like that, John. I need you to think about your words and how you say things, because I had a great image of him until you started talking, and then halfway through I was like, fuck. Is it John's enunciation? Is it his banter? Is it shit? I just don't understand. I'm unsure. I don't know. And at the end, it's like, all right, he's fine. But I feel like I've taken 2 steps back from listening to you talk because of the things. John, I want you to know 1925 Ohio is never better than when Paul Newman was born. And I need you to know that the Hole in the Wall gang has a big hole in their heart ever since he's been gone. And that's why. Go ahead.
No, it just reminded me that he also was really strong in the civil rights movement, walking alongside Martin Luther King and others.
Jesus Christ!
It's because you said
it just reminded me. I did a whole research paper that I couldn't look away from and stop yelling facts about, but it just reminded me of a thing I didn't put in, that he walked with Martin Luther King in the civil rights movement. So this is one thing it eluded me until now. As I was doing all this research, I didn't remember, but I figured it all came back. It's all coming back. It's coming back to me now, John. And then you're going to try and fuck me like that? No, you don't get to belittle my intellect. Fuck off. You're an idiot and try to make this better for yourself. Write better, speak better, think better, or don't try and get out of the situation when we're done with the fucking story.
Well, okay, so I'll pull back a little bit. I learned that from the documentary series with Ethan Hawke, but I didn't want to put that into the piece from there, because I was like, oh, people should watch that. I don't want to just talk about that. But I realized, another source didn't give me it, and I just forgot to put it in.
It wasn't on Wikipedia, so I don't know what happened. So I'm not sure. And then I forgot to put it in. And I didn't want people to watch things.
The evil mailman from hell. Oh my God, hilarious.
Hello, Newman.
Hello, Newman. Great. Now I get a visual of John wearing a tiny bib. He's a sailor. You can paint a picture, Kanzer. Holy crap.
I'm saying the silver-tongued liar strikes again. I will be here all night, folks, and I have pictures to paint. I'm like a verbose Bob Ross. So help me. Oh, why I gotta say Bob Ross? It makes you feel bad, John.
My man. You talk with us guys.
Girl. No, I miss you too. Here's the deal. I miss you too. And I feel like John did something wrong to offend you, because I know for a fact it wasn't me. So I'm unsure what he did. Anyway, I need him to apologize, but he probably won't. But this is our Thursday show, but I'm gonna let you know, because John, right now, you need to, John, stop trying to put your hand on the button, because you're trying to do something. Stop doing something. Take your hand back. There you go. Hey, fair enough. I'm playing messages. I'm in charge of shit. you stop doing things. How about that? Fair enough. We are doing a guest spot on Sleepy's show on Saturday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern. It's weird how those times work out, isn't it, though? But we will be the guest stars in Sleepy's fucking show. And I was going to give a big shout out to MFA, or no, I'm sorry, to Mona Lisa, who connected us with Sleepy. And I've been fucking following Sleepy's music, and like, I feel like, are you asking me to be a producer? Is that what's happening? Am I going to be in the studio with you? Like, I mean, I'll do that. I mean, I'll bring all the drugs. Is that what happens? I don't know, allegedly. Anyway, but we're doing a show on Saturday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, on Sleepy's channel. We will have those posts out, those links out for our show from us. But follow us. We'll be here again on Saturday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, just like we are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, just like we are every goddamn week. We are putting content out like a motherfucker. I'm saying, when Spotify texts you at your home phone number and says, Pete, I'd like to adopt a child with you. And I was like, that means something. And I was like, maybe we should work this out. I was like, anyway, you did a lot of content. And then nope, didn't mean, no, not adopting a child. Anyway, John, I cut you off, and I know I cut you off for a good reason, because you were going to say something stupid. Your arms are aggressively forward. You're aggressively trying to push something, and I didn't want it to happen, but now it's going to happen. Do whatever. There's no messages. Do whatever you're going to fucking do, John. Jesus Christ. And he can't even talk while he's doing it.
I just waited for you to finish the messages, and I was muting myself on the YouTubes because that doubles everything up. And then I realized there were no more messages, so that was fun.
Wow,
So the sources.
No, shut the fuck up, John. Shut the fuck up. Do you ever listen to yourself and be angry at yourself as much as I am angry at you?
Most definitely not. No, I listen to myself. I'm sometimes angry at myself, but I'm definitely not as angry of myself as you are.
What the fuck? You need to be better at being a human, because fuck me, that shit. When you keep pointing, like, what are we doing? What does this mean? And we are live on YouTube, so all that you're being quiet and just pointing at things, everyone sees. Like, what is happening? It's like, oh, sorry, no more messages. You're an idiot with your hands around the console. Fuck. Anyway, John, what were your sources?
So the sources for this episode of Two-Sided have been the first segment, USSsoccer.com, FIFA.com, Fox Sports, NBC Sports, Guinness World Records, Britannica, and the BBC. Second segment, Britannica, The New Yorker, Biography.com, The Guardian, New York Times, PhilanthropicPeople.com, and Newman'sOwn.com.
You ever know when you're drinking with your boys on a Tuesday or Thursday and they get a little bit wild? Hey, bud, wish you weren't so awkward, is what we say to them. Squirrely Dan, coming to you hot. Here's the deal, folks. We're trying a new format just so we understand things, because we lose every goddamn listener every single time in John's special format. We're not going to do this time. What we're going to do is John is going to dip out of this show. We're keeping this stream going live, but we're officially calling it The Green Room. John will go out. come back in so he can continue his recording. And I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand anything that's happening, truly. But I believe that's because the sources of my episode were brought to you by Scotch whiskey, bourbon, rum, pure vitriol, and an angst which select you will never know. So what we decided to do is John's going to dip out so he can start recording again, and we can use this to modify all of our shows and put those out. But we're going to continue right now, and I'm going to say 10:34, which is right now, that we're going to start the green room.
No, we're not, because we have one more thing to do before we end this episode of Two-Sided. My boy Pete, is there anything from this episode of Two-Sided that you'd like to take a second look at, a second glance, a second thought, a second opinion? This is Pete's Retraction Corner.
I fucking try my best. Your eyes, the light, the heat, your eyes, I am complete. Can't believe I am this beat in your eyes. John, here's the deal. My retraction corner. No, John. What you think? What people think? Oh, you should retract what you said about John. Oh, no. That's what you were hoping for? No, John. I'm going to double down on that. Get your shit together, John. Fucking come correct. We've been doing this too motherfucking long to waste time. God damn it. What I'm regretful for is not knowing enough about Seth Blatter to really regurgitate about FIFA. That is my one shortcoming in this whole podcast, and I will say that I came pretty strong in all the rest. I don't know. Nope. Oh, no, wait, nope. Fuck you. Let me fucking hash this out of my head. Fuck you. I was good on the. Nope, shut up. I was good on the blood sausage comment. That was really good. I was good on Newman zone. I was good on that. Nope. I made one mistake when I did the Cool Hand Luke versus the Butch Cassidy. Like I misstepped, but no, John. My retraction is John. Fuck, John. Come on. That's it.
I was so ready for Pete to come out with "fuck your couch." Green room when I wanna. Fuck your couch. That's hilarious.
Should have given you a fucking platform, John, motherfucker. Ooh, and that's another thing. We'll get in the green room, but John's gonna leave so he can record and do a thing and like kowtow to his fucking gods or whatever he's doing. But if we don't get to it, Wednesday next fucking 5 days, I'm going to Chappelle and Chris Rock. Ooh boy, that's what only reminds me of. Fuck your couch. It's like never should have given you money. Fuck your couch. Every time I hear that, yes, and yes.
Well, thanks for listening, everybody. We have our open chat show live on stereo every Tuesday, same start as tonight. So if you want to join us, if you want to throw some topics out there, email twosidedpod@gmail.com. That's TWO-sidedpod@gmail.com. And for those listening live on the stereo app, stick around in this room for our continued chat in our green room right now for the after show wind down.
Specific right now.
That's a wrap for tonight. I'm John L. Peacock out in Brooklyn, New York.
And I'm my boy Pete, and I promise I will be more patient with John moving forward in Southern California.
And this was our show. You can eavesdrop wherever you get your podcasts and even join us live, both on our YouTube channel, Two-Sided Podcast, handle TWO Sided Pod, all one word, and the stereo app. every Thursday, 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern, as we talk about the two sides of life, the serious and the fun, here on Two Sided. Oh, it's been something, Pete.
We'll agree. It's definitely been something, John. Hey. Nope. Get your ass out of here. No, get your ass. No. I can't even talk over it. John, get your ass to my ass, John.